So this is one of the things that really wasn't explained well when we were figuring out everything about the Higgs boson and the Higgs field. Let me explain. Interactions with the Higgs field give fundamental particles mass, and that's important. Fundamental particles, like quarks. The smallest, tiniest bits of things. But if you add up the mass of all the quarks that make up, say, a proton, you will find you don't get the mass of that proton. You get barely 1% of the mass of that proton. Where is all this other mass coming from? This brings us back to mass-energy equivalence. Mass is energy is mass. It's just that you need a whole bunch of energy to make a very tiny bit of mass. And there is a whole bunch of energy inside a proton. It's called the strong nuclear force, and it's what binds the quarks together. And the strong nuclear force gets stronger the farther away things bound by it get away from each other. In fact, if you pulled two things bound by the strong nuclear force far enough away, you would have enough energy to make particle-antiparticle pairs. You'd literally be creating new particles because your energy is so high. So basically, there's just a bunch of energy inside a proton that is binding things together with the strong nuclear force. And energy is mass because of mass-energy equivalence. So all that extra mass that is unaccounted for by the mass that is given to fundamental particles by the Higgs field is in the energy that binds those fundamental particles together. So yes, the Higgs field gives fundamental particles their mass, and that is important. But the Higgs field is not the only way for something to receive mass, because having energy produces mass. And in fact, once you get past the fundamental level, the quark level, almost all of the mass that comes from things like protons comes from the energy of the interactions of their fundamental particles. So that's like 99% energy and 1% Higgs. Different ways of obtaining mass.